All right, everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in to Building Wins Live. You'll notice that the hybrid road warrior himself, Mr. Randy Chafee, is not here. You can also hear that I sound a little froggy. I have been sick as a dog all this week, so it was very fitting that Randy and I not have a live show today, especially talking to each other. So this is going to be very short. But I just wanted to touch base with you guys and let you know what's going on with Building Wins Live. Just kind of a mini State of the Union, if you will. The last time I did one of these, I actually talked about something that I will be talking about again today. But I wanted to talk to you about the website itself first, because one of the things that Randy and I have been working on in the past, and it's not something that's horribly hard to do in any means, but we wanted to have videos that would tease any of the episodes that we've had. And we have kind of faltered on doing that. And when I say we, I'm going to say that I have a frog in my pocket, because it's me that's responsible for that. So at least as of late. So I'm going to be putting a lot of kind of teaser information out there for you, so that you'll be able to see little excerpts of videos and what's going on with guests, a particular part of an interview that we want to highlight, or whatever the case may be, something that is going to kind of promote that particular person or company as to why you'd want to watch. We're going to be putting out past ones that will give you a look into past episodes, and then of course teasing future episodes. So what I want to show you first is going to be the website itself. Nothing that you haven't seen in the past, completely different, because we have been on both video and audio for several years now. But now you're going to have a place where you'll be able to go and actually see the episodes, the show notes. There'll be information on Randy and I. There'll be information on companies. We'll put a some sort of a directory in there about people that we spoke about, especially things like if we have a guest on, as an example, Ben Gay the Third, a great friend of Randy and I's. He has the book The Closers. Books, The Closers, I should say, a series of books. So if we are talking about something, as opposed to you having to go through and necessarily watch an episode or dig all over the place, we'll have that information in one spot for you, to where you'll be able to see, okay, this is where I can get information on The Closers. If it's somebody like say Earl Nightingale's widow, Diana Nightingale, you'll be able to go through and get information on her, by clicking on more information within their area. So lots of different exciting things. So right now, the way that it'll work is this: you'll see the site itself will have the audio on the main page, and this is going to be the audio from our Buzzsprout page. So as you can see, we got Ian Selby, and then several other of our guests on here. You can go through and actually scroll through each one of those people like this. So anybody that you want to listen to, you'll be able to go through and listen. Down at the bottom, you'll notice that you can actually go and follow us on social. So it will take you to the actual site, that is associated with that particular profile. So as an example, we have our LinkedIn, our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the actual Apple Podcasts, and then the link to the page, which that one's kind of redundant because you're on the page, so you're not going to really need that one. But the other thing that we're going to have on here is going to be the team, as I mentioned, myself and Randy. So you'll be able to get information on them. You'll notice that us, on the page, you'll also notice that in addition to also having our social links at the bottom underneath each one of us. We actually have our social links to get in touch with us directly. I'll also be putting on a area on here that will have a way to download the one sheets for myself and Randy. So if you would have us on the episode as on your podcast as a guest, you'll already have the information so far as any sort of promo shots, just information about us, the things that you would have to essentially contact us and say, hey, can you give us a profile picture, whatever the case may be. So we'll have all that information. And then again, the last thing, just for right this second, and I only have the one up here, but you'll notice that in the episode guide, we'll have the person. In this particular case, I picked Gary Record, who is one of our buddies that is, in the construction area and publishing area, just an absolute great guy. It'll have, as you can see, our video that we had with him, and then also the audio. It will also, like I said, have, as time goes on, information about that person, links out for that person, and things like that as well. So this is going to get very, I'm not going to call it complex, but it's going to be more robust as time goes on. So that's the very first thing I want to talk to you about. And I do apologize for the frogginess, guys. The second thing I wanted to talk to you about, and I'm going to actually take this off the screen, is going to be something that we've talked about in the past, which is our book. So Randy and I are both writing a book. It will be done this year. That is a hard, fast fact that we will be getting our individual books out this year. And I believe Randy is working on his journey to hybrid right now. So I'm not completely positive when it's going to launch, but I believe we're looking at probably the late spring, summer area, possibly fall, but for sure this year. I myself am working on a book as well. And then the part that is going to be relative to this particular broadcast is going to be the Building Wins book. So we'll have that out this year as well. And, you'll be able to not only get just a much more dialed down idea of building wins in the sense of going through and actually building a foundation and the things that keep that foundation strong, and then what you build upon that to go through and just be the best, possible salesman, person, and just overall company or individual that you can, by building wins and having that strong foundation and building upon that. Something that Randy has done for, several decades, going out, shaking hands, kissing babies, doing everything from, which is why he's not here right now, tons of conventions. And while, going from, one convention to another, either flying and meeting clients there, or driving and meeting, tons and tons of clients in between each of those ventures, for the, several decades that he's done that, has built, a rapport and a just absolute, kind of a brand ambassadorship with, grandfathers, fathers, and their sons and daughters. So it is just a family affair with him. And, the whole concept of I buy from Randy isn't, the traditional way of marketing in the sense of being a representative. When you buy from Randy, you're doing just that. Yes, he sells the stuff that the other people sell, but you're not buying that. You're buying what Randy brings to the table, which is that, 100% responsibility for the product and the services, the hybrid road warrior. And what I mean by that is, if you don't know Randy, but if this is your first time popping on and you're like, who's this Wes guy and who's this Randy person he's talking about? Randy is the quintessential salesperson that has, like I said, been out there for decades, long before the internet. Just pounding the pavement and doing all the things that a great salesperson, in his case, a great brand ambassador does. But at the same time, when the dreaded COVID hit several years ago, everyone was like, if I can't call on customers, what am I going to do? So Randy and I were in a mastermind together, and he was kind of checking out other options for what he could do, and going hybrid was going from the shaking hands, kissing babies to doing exactly what we're doing now, which is presenting in a online digital format, still bringing the digital touch, as opposed to being able to give a bro hug or a big handshake to a customer. He's able to do what I'm doing right now with you and talk to you and still inform you, and in this case create a show where we interviewed people that were in the industry. And the other thing is bring on people like Dave Sanderson, who was the last person off of Sully's plane that went into the huts and helping people. The before mentioned Bing Gay the Third, or Diana Nightingale, or just a myriad of other people that we have interviewed from both the industry of the building side and authors and coaches and you name it. I mean, we've interviewed so many different people that it's really not in the building area again, but it follows that building wins concept where it's a dual meaning with the building part. It's building the foundation and the wins on top of it. And so what Randy was able to do was create a digital version of himself to get out there and let people know of not only his business but his customers' business and friends and new contacts happenings, whether that be a book that they offer, a course, membership, all the above, seminars, you name it, anything that we can do to go through and edify people, especially from a standpoint of bringing you on the show, which is something else that we'll be adding to the website itself. Is if someone wants to be on the show, forms to go through and get that all happening. We'll have all that for you. But we're looking for people like the gentleman that brought us together is Eric Bam, from Perfect Crust Pizza Liners, and he is one of those other people that is a very much a brand nomer. And if you don't know that term, think of it as, instead of I've had tens and thousands of these this week, what feels like at least hundreds for sure, of what we'll call a facial tissue. But these are either puffs or Kleenex to you. You'll probably say grab a Kleenex. It's not a Kleenex, it's a facial tissue. So that is a brand nomer. When you have moved over from the idea of being a general item to being a specific item that people reference as opposed to what it actually is. So as an example of a couple other things, it's not a Q-tip, it's a cotton swab. It's not a a ride, it's an Uber, kind of a thing. So you just want to think of yourself in a way that, how can you differentiate yourself in a way that has, taken you out of being among the crowd to being an individual. Okay. And then letting people know what it is that you do that's different from everyone else. So if you were to go to the before mentioned Perfect Crust Pizza Liners, you might think, for all practical purposes, that Eric is the owner, and he is, one of many salespeople, that are in that company, but at the same time, represents the company as if it's his own. Okay. And so Randy does the same thing. The companies that he reps, he doesn't have a that's not my job, that's not my responsibility. When something goes right and wrong, take all the responsibility for the good stuff, and the bad stuff say, well, that's the manufacturer, or the person I'm repping for's fault. That's not how he works. You get Randy, you get, service after the sale, being able to call anytime, all the above. So by being a brand owner and being that brand ambassador, you're able to kind of let people know, what it is that you do. So this hybrid side of things, after everybody was, out and back to work, they stopped doing the video and the Zooms and all the stuff that they were doing at home, and decided that, okay, now we're just going to get back out there. Well, Randy didn't do that. Randy decided to keep going. And because of that, and I ask him on a regular basis, and if I asked him right now, I'm sure he would tell you that, if he goes to a show, there's very, very little people doing podcasting and doing, walkthroughs and, recording themselves in the airport or whatever the case may be. But those little touches, those little, individual digital real estate that you put out there in the form of him walking through the airport, him driving, him doing his walk and talks, whatever the case may be, are all just little touches that let you think, okay, when it comes to XYZ, I'm thinking of Randy. Okay, and that is really what this entire process has been all about. So the website that I just showed you will help with that, familiarizing yourself with Randy, our guests, myself, the companies that we deal with and everything. The book will be a high level version of our mindset behind the brand owner stuff, the being a brand ambassador, just being a above and beyond salesperson, having that, kind of esprit de corps, of eat your own dog food, and just, really represent whatever it is that you're doing in a way that, excites people and makes them want to work with you, as opposed to the other, people that might be out there with a similar or same product. So anyway, guys, I told you it was going to be a quick one, and here we are 20 minutes in. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'd be more than glad to help you. We're going to be back with you live, being that today was Good Friday, and Randy is out there doing exactly what I just talked about, shaking hands, kissing babies. I think he's actually in the process of either picking up or dropping off at the airport family, or else he'd be here with me. But if you guys have any questions, let us know. I will also put a form on the website eventually that will have a way to contact us if you need to. And then if you have any questions, if you don't want to wait until it's on the page itself, anytime you want any of our social media that is already on the page, you're more than welcome to contact us, and we'd be more than glad to talk to you. It's buildingwins.live, and that will be instead of .com, .live. Make sure that you let us know anything that you'd like to see in the future. If you'd like to be on the show itself, we'd love to have you on there. And then other than that, if you have any questions, just let us know. But we appreciate you guys. We can't thank you enough for all the viewership. The audio version of the podcast has gotten over 1,000 downloads, which is exciting stuff, and many, many more thousands to come. So we gotta thank you so much for being part of Building Wins Live, for everything that you do, for the great guests, for the great companies that we represent, and just for being able to come to you every day, or I should say every day, every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we hope to keep doing that for a long time. So until then, we want to just let you know again, thank you. We hope you guys enjoy the website. Let us know anything that you want to have added to that, changed, how we can make it better, and we'll definitely take it into consideration. And then other than that, I just hope that you guys, as always, have a dynamite day, and we will talk to you later. Until then, make sure that you go back and check out any past episodes of people in the industry and just awesome other individuals and companies. And then we'll be back next week for another episode of Building Wins Live. And on behalf of Randy Chafee, my buddy, pal, and the hybrid road warrior himself, and me, Wes Wyatt, we will thank you, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye, guys.